Alright guys, welcome back to Wednesday Night Standard. This is round number 2, and I am joined by the... we'll go with Cunning, Robert Meadows. And we have one of the most important matchups in Standard. If you want to succeed in the Standard format, you need to know how to navigate this matchup. We have...
No, you don't. You don't need to navigate this matchup. Just swing it.
We have Taylor Gunn on Treasure Red against Tim Mueller on Temur Energy. Which side would you rather be on in this matchup?
Temur, because I don't like casting red cards.
That's a decent reason. You do not like casting red cards. So, both Temur has red cards.
I don't like casting I don't like playing a deck that has a lot of red cards.
That's fair. That's
where
fair.
90% of the castable cards are red.
All right. So one very important thing about who wins this matchup is who is on the play. Also, Tim is mulliganing down to, I believe, 6.
That sounds bad.
It's not bad. It's not. It's obviously not great, but it's not like you lose. It's still fine for him. Like, if he didn't have a hand that actually could play Magic, then he's much better mulliganing than not.
I agree. I'm not winning this game either.
What game?
Hearthstone.
Oh, you're apparently playing Hearthstone right now?
Yeah, I'm playing against Secret Hunter. I can't beat this matchup.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see if Tim can get a better 6. There's a Servant of the Conduit. There's at least one Botanical Sanctum. He likes it. Just keeping it. It looks like he's a main deck copy of Supreme Will, which could help him out in this matchup. It's a nice, easy way to deal with a Hazoret if you're already ahead on board.
He also has a Confiscation Creep, I saw.
Okay, that's also a nice way to deal with Hazoret. He has a Glorybringer.
But
Taylor has...
That's a clock.
He's got a 1-drop. He also has at least 2 copies of Shock.
I can't beat this card either.
So we'll see what... so there's a Servant of the Conduit that's probably going to get, I would guess, Shocked instead of Lightning Strike. And then we get a Prowess Trigger taken for 2.
I can see that game. Yep. So about this game, it seems pretty...
Yeah, Taylor's hand is pretty good. Also, also looks like Tim... Was Tim on the play?
I think so.
I think Tim was on the play, so he missed his 3rd land drop, which is not good for him whatsoever.
Unless he has a 3rd land right here, and we just.
And then we see a Ferocidon. He can kill the Ferocidon with the Harness Lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So.
And Taylor just has a lot of burn.
Yeah, Taylor also has at least 1 Shock, 1 Lightning Strike. Also has a copy of Sand Strangler, which is very good in this matchup. And he has the Desert. Then he's another Soul Scar Mage. And the fact that just Tim is just missing land drops, not able to cast the powerful cards in his hand, it's going to be...
Well, powerful cards.
Rogue Refiner, Glorybringer, Confiscation Coup, Supreme Will.
I like Rogue Refiner.
Bristling Hydra.
I think Rogue Refiner is probably the best card out of the ones you named.
Maybe. Contextually.
I like that card a lot. I don't know why.
Is Taylor... I don't think Taylor needs to throw Burn at the face, but he looks like he is going to. I don't like that here. Tim doesn't have a lot of different things that you can play that will actually not be killed by the Sand Strangler in Taylor's hand.
Yeah.
We also have a Harness Lightning here.
So if Tim did this with a Prowess Trigger on a stack, he still only has to spend...
He did do it with the Power Trigger on the stack, and I think Taylor's going to do here is he's going to cast both his burn spells. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
It's also just lethal. Or at least lethal enough that Tim has decided he does not have a reasonable shot at winning that game, so he's going to scoop him up. We're going to go to game 2. You're going to go to the sideboards between Taylor Gunn and Tim Mueller.
Yeah, the red deck really punishes you if you stumble a lot. And Tim stumbled a lot, so he got punished.
Yep.
I mean, there's not much else that happened there.
Yeah, Taylor's hand was also very good. He was able to deal with the Servant of the Conduit, which is what Tim was banking on with that 2-land keep.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I was busy getting wrecked in Hearthstone. But yeah, if typically like Temur does feel, it's like it feels 60-40ish on Temur side.
I think it's a very close matchup. I don't think
it's close.
It's that scaled. I would call it like 55-45 maybe. It's very technical play dependent in my opinion.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
There's a lot of the times where if the teamer kills the wrong creature or just missequences their spells, they'll just be dead in the water. There's a time if red just stumbles once, misses 1 point of damage, then it really does just make it so Tim never lets Taylor have a chance to come back in the game whatsoever.
Yeah, I've been red before with at 1 life.
Oh yeah.
It's not the most easy feeling in the world.
You mean just you're at 1 life and
like you're dead to a lot of things.
Oh yeah, you're definitely dead to a lot of things, especially when it's sun-scorched desert. You can't do anything about it.
I mean, you could disallow the trigger, but that's about it.
Not if you're playing Temur.
I'm not saying you could do anything good about it. So if you're playing disallow on your Temur deck, that's probably not good.
Yeah. So while our players are side moning here, I just want to remind you guys that we have our Top Deck Productions YouTube page.
All right, I just want to interrupt you for 1 second. Thank you, Poli Sci Guy, for following. I assume you study poli science.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And if you like what you're seeing here, you could see all our replays on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/TopDeckProductions.
Correct.
And we have all of our past videos from all over the week. So from Tuesday Night Modern, Thursday Night Modern, Friday Night Modern,
Wednesday Night Standard.
Wednesday Night Standard.
Can't forget us.
Yes, can't forget us. All of those are going to be on the YouTube page.
And the Twitch page.
Well, yes, you'll also be on the Twitch page. I'm assuming if you're here, you know about the Twitch page.
Hey, man. They might
And some of our players that you'll see in these videos and stream feature matches have written articles on our website, topdeckproductions.com.
Yes.
We normally have, I think there's like a daily deck article.
By our one and only hero, Jake Valentine.
Jake Valentine.
Check out his Jake Valentine food tour.
Yes, I've heard very good things about his food tour. And also right now on our website, and also the Facebook page for topdeckproductions.com, we're doing a giveaway of a set from the Vault Transform.
Yeah, Transformers.
It's just Transform.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's probably some copyright. Wait.
Hasbro owns Transformers.
No, I realized what I was about to say, then realized they owned it. I realized 2 different things.
Yeah, but it's just from the Vault Transform. You can get your nice altered art Huntmaster of the Fells.
Yes.
Altered art. Delvers.
Oh, God.
I think that's the only other.
No.
What's the other altered art?
One of my favorite Planeswalkers.
Oh, that's right. Garrick Relentless.
When I said one of my favorite Planeswalkers, he knew exactly.
Yeah, if you want more information about that, how to enter, how to win, you go to topdeckproductions.com or facebook.com/topdeckproductions.
So how do you like the Hunt Mommy art?
I think it's good.
All right.
I actually haven't. I don't think I've seen the backside.
That doesn't matter.
The problem for me is that it's a From the Vault, and the From the Vault performing process I am not a fan of.
It's not that bad.
Too many I mean, they could have changed it. I don't know. But apparently this is the backside from the Vault Transform.
I like how a more gray werewolf instead of brownish, like the Huntmaster of the Fells is.
I would rather play with blue and white cards.
I mean, I like my blue-red X decks.
Yeah. So back to the game here.
No attune for Tim
yeah,
here.
but Tim's mana base is acting a little better this time. He's going to be able to cast his spells. Taylor does not have a play on turns 1 or 2. I like that from him. My guess he sided out some as 1-drops, some as 2-drops, but made himself a little more removal heavy. And
but
counts
no
more.
blue for Tim here.
That is important. He can't cast Rogue Refiner. He can't cast Mueller Virtuoso, but he still can cast his removal spells.
Yeah, this long Tusk was basically pay 2 mana, gain 2 life.
Yes, the Shock. Unfortunately, there was no attune, so Shock can take out the Long Tusk Cub, and now Taylor just gets to untap, play Rampaging Ferocidon.
Oh, that might have got. I thought that might have got. Oh, blue mana too late.
Yeah, is there a Chandra's Defeat in Tim's hand?
It looks like it.
If there's a Chandra's defeat, I would have end stepped, kill that. But I don't think there is. I think there is Supremo, Hydra. I think it's an
red card.
Oh, no. Never mind. There's a Chandra's defeat.
Dab. Called it.
But here's a Chandra.
I think he has a second Chandra's defeat, actually.
Does he have the second Chandra's defeat?
Yeah.
That's pretty great. End step Chandra's defeats. Loot, rummage something away, untap, play Bristling Hydra. That is a nice little, a nice little turn.
Do it, Tim. Just do it.
And we're discard Supremo. What are we going to draw? I did not see what he drew. Could have been like an Aether Hub, maybe? Oh, I was right. It was an Aether Hub.
Yeah. Or it could have been one of the 2 draws he had. Not Aether Hub. He had a Rogafarn and Aether Hub were the new cards. So I think you just go Blistering Hydra.
Yes, Bristling Hydra would be great. Dex Z, thank you very much. It's true. We do not have Riley Knight. I would love it if we had Riley Knight. He's a great guy.
He's aight. I have no idea who that is.
Right? You don't know who Riley Knight is? The Australian guy who is on the Magic stream? Do you not watch Magic stream at all?
Not really.
Oh, you should. Riley Knight's great.
It's whatever.
Yeah, we do work really hard on the lighting. We actually for this, it's right near a window, so sometimes it can get really awkward.
Yeah, sometimes we have to use the great tool called umbrellas.
Yeah, you should go look up on YouTube. Look up like the best of Riley Knight. His one-liners are great.
Are you talking to me or the?
I'm talking to you.
All right.
Dexy is the one who mentions his one-liners. His one-liners are exquisite. Basically, if you took a football commentator, like a football announcer.
You're a football.
By football, I mean soccer.
Okay.
And
football.
Taught him how to play Magic and then had him commentate on Magic.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
I think one of my favorite commentary things are Korean League of Legends casters.
I don't know anything about Korean League casters.
No, it's not your bad, Tim. It's Taylor's trigger, technically.
Yeah, so apparently Taylor missed his Rampaging Ferocity trigger.
And that's how you beat Red sometimes. You just got to miss triggers, man.
If they miss their 1 point of damage. So, we're in a bit of a race here, but there's a
double lightning
strike. That is a way to win a race.
I mean, Taylor just might orchestrate a turn where he can double lightning strike the
Bristling Hydra?
Yeah.
So that would require Tim to spend exactly 1 energy on something. I don't know what that would be. So what...
Thank you, Dex C, for the subscription.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Subscription. Wow, I'm not used to that saying that.
We really appreciate it. It helps us keep the stream to the quality we would like and even better.
Yeah. So... Tim here so right now, Taylor does have 9 damage if you include 2 lightning strikes and the next Ferocity attack to put Tim to 5. So if I don't know the other cards in Taylor's hand either.
So he has a Chandra, he has 2 lightning strikes, and I think he might have a Glorybringer, but I'm not 100% on that.
So all the damage we know of so far.
Oh, does Tim have a Glorybringer? Tim does have a Glorybringer. That is big.
Yeah, that might be big.
It's
probably
big.
That's
2-turn clock. That's going to force Taylor to use some of his removal on...
All right, Taylor, remember this time.
Yes,
I'm
remember
so
his
proud.
triggers. That's always a good thing. If you're playing in some tournaments over the weekend, I recommend remembering your triggers. It's helpful. Oh, so he's going to double lightning strike the Glorybringer.
I'm totally okay with that if I'm
I
Tim.
think you have to. Your other option is let him kill your Ferocidon, untap, play Chandra, kill the Glorybringer, but that's still not a great line. Your Chandra will just die to the Hydra.
Yeah, I'm if I'm Tim, I'm totally okay with it because Glorybringer was pay 5 mana their game 6 life.
Yeah, although Taylor is still going to start tripping in with this Ferocidon still, and Tim is still going to get dinged every time he plays a creature, which could be relevant.
I don't think he has to play any more creatures.
Ooh. Well, there's a second Ferocidon. There should be a trigger.
You can't miss your own like.
Yeah, you cannot miss detrimental triggers. But I think they know that. So
I don't know.
Taylor's life total is reading 11.
I
so.
just make sure. Yeah. All right. Because like.
Yep. Okay. They got it figured out.
Yeah.
Technically, Tim has the opportunity to put that trigger on the stack. If
Which
he
we
would
assumed he would.
I believe he would like to.
It's not like a Bob trigger where people don't like that on the stack.
Well, yeah.
I mean, depending who you ask, really. I think you can outrace this Frostodon right now.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. He's assuming no burn spells in Taylor's hand. Tim wins this race.
I think Tim does have Supreme Will in hand. He's just trying to find
and that's going to be really good.
Okay, it doesn't adjust.
So it adjusts the race.
So Tim does have lethal next turn, basically.
Yeah, he has lethal if Taylor doesn't attack, or if Taylor attacks. I don't like adding the counter to the Hydra now. Because you have to activate the Hydra no matter what to guarantee lethal next turn, and it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters how you do it. Oh no, you're right. This is the way he guarantees lethal. Never mind. I can't count.
Yeah, you're fine. I believe in you.
Here's Chandra that gets countered.
Why would you swing here? If I'm Taylor, I wouldn't swing here.
I think he's counting, and he's about to realize that if he swings, he's dead. So if Tim has a removal spell, he's got a Vizier. He could Vizier. No, Vizier doesn't do anything. I mean, I think you still Vizier as a Hydra, and then you still have lethal next turn.
Yeah, I like that game plan.
And it plays around double removal spell, I guess.
Tim's thinking about it. I think
There's nothing that punishes you for committing here, so I think you commit.
Yeah, because, like... I agree, is what I'm going to get to say.
Yeah.
I don't know how I was going to get there, but I was going to get to the point where it's like, yeah, I just agree.
So, I don't know.
I think, yeah,
that's nothing. So, Taylor, that's going to be game 2, going to Tim Mueller. We're going to be tied up here, 1-1.
Yeah,
we're going to go to game 3.
Taylor missing the 5th land drop for a while might have hurt him.
Yeah, if he got to play that Glorybringer a couple turns earlier, Tim didn't have a very clean answer. He had a clean answer in the Supreme Will, but then he wouldn't be able to counter the Chandra. And so that would have been at least another turn he could have bought, because Tim would have had to attack the Chandra with the Bristling Hydra instead of Taylor.
Yeah, Tim's card there is just lined up very well with what Taylor was trying to do that game.
Yeah, so...
The double Chandra's defeat and Supremo for the second Chandra.
Double Chandra's defeat was insane.
Oh, that's like the Nutty Butters. Nutty Buddy Bars.
Okay. So, I don't think players are going to change that much via sideboard. Some Temur players have talked about whether or not you want Rogue Refiner in this matchup. Some people like it on the play more than they like it on the draw. Tim could be of that mindset, so he could board out some of his Rogue Refiners. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Rogue Refiner in this matchup?
I love the card. Keep all in always. I mean,
okay.
I don't have much experience about playing a Temur matchup versus Red. I know a little bit about Sultai, and
as a matchup, I still wouldn't want Rogue Refiners.
I think I took some out, sadly.
I don't think you can board them all out because...
like I said, I took some out because sometimes you can just get the... You mainly took out like the Rishkons in the red matchup, for sure.
Well, yeah, Rishkars, whenever I've seen Sultai, I've been wanting to just cut Rishkars from the deck entirely.
So Rishkar is like the awkward card in the Sultai energy deck. It just allows you to get free wins out of nowhere when you go...
Yeah, so when you get free wins with Rishkar, that means they didn't kill your 2-drop.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they don't kill your 2-drop, you're probably just going to win that game anyway. And if they do kill your 2-drop, then you have this awkward 3-mana 3/3 Llanowar Elf that is really, like, you don't want to play 3-mana 3/3s in Just this kind of standard. So, West W Gaming asks, asked if there's non-meta decks playing tonight.
Yeah,
there are some non-meta decks playing tonight. We had a nice little
Control Mirror
round one of Dark Teamer Tower versus Blue-Red
Control
with mid-range elements.
It was like maybe like a step above a mid-range deck, but like 2 steps below a control deck, something like that.
Yeah.
It like advances, blesses, cannon just to like to effectively draw more cards.
Yeah, I think there's a dinosaur deck. I think there's a vampire deck.
I know all about that dinosaur deck.
Yeah, I feel like unfortunately that dinosaur deck got paired against mono red, and I've seen that match play out a lot. It is very close to a massacre.
I mean, we still might get this dinosaur deck on here if you guys
I'm still
want.
gonna try to. I still have not gotten to see a Gishoth trigger resolve, and I would love to see a Gishoth trigger
I've been on the
resolve.
other end of that before. It didn't feel good.
So I'm gonna we're gonna try to get that on for you guys later tonight.
Yeah, Dex X, the Temur deck that splashes black for Scarab God and Vraska is pretty sweet. I do like the black splash when they also splash for the Energy Bob.
Glint Sleep Siphoner?
Yeah,
so when they do that, that's no longer a splash. They're playing more of a Sultai deck that's splashing
red for
Whirler Virtuoso and Harness Lightning.
Yeah. I just know I do thoroughly enjoy the following 3 cards: Whirler Virtuoso, Rogue Refiner, and Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
Yeah, and getting to play all of them together is very powerful.
Yeah.
I am always more of the... Whenever I've played 4-color energies, so like Temur with black, I have lost more games to my mana base being slightly awkward than I have felt I have won specifically because I've had Scarab God and then Vraska, where it could have just been like another Glorybringer, a Coup, another Hydra. Like, no matter what big threat it was, I would have won that game. And just sometimes losing to your mana base because you draw your swamp when you need a Botanical Sanctum, where you have a Blooming Marsh where you needed a Spire Bluff Canal or something like that. It's just slightly awkward. Sometimes having to attune for your swamp rather than
a forest or something like that,
a mountain or an island, can be really awkward. And so it's up to you. I wouldn't fault anyone for playing 4-color energy. I still think it's a great deck. I think the power level that it gives you is absurdly high. I've just always been I've put a much higher value on consistent mana and making sure I can cast all my spells on curve when I need them.
Yeah, it seems like Tim here's mulling to 5.
He's doing a 5? I thought he was going to 6.
No, I think they already mulled to 6.
Ew. That's not good at all.
I've beaten people on the mull to 5s before.
Yeah, you can always beating people on mulls to 4.
Yeah.
It's like, technically you could beat some anything. That doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not...
I would not want to be in Temur seat mulling to 5 against mono red.
Hey, man.
Especially on the draw.
Sometimes, so he's not really mulling the... I don't know. He gets to draw a card, at least. With the Scry.
I would much rather be on the play against mono red. I do not want to play...
Hey, I mean, Taylor did mull the 6, so there's a hope.
I'm not saying there's no hope. Obviously, there's always hope.
Yeah.
This is Magic. It's a game of variance. Crazier things have always happened.
Yeah. Like me doing well at tournaments.
Looks like he's keeping a 1-lander. But I think is that far left card attune? Oh no, he's got a 2-lander. He's got Spire Bluff Canal, Rebound Crag. So we can, at the very least, cast some spells, and they kept a mountain on top. I like the sequencing here from Tim. A lot of people will play Rootbound Crag first because they don't want their lands to come to play tapped, and he kind of got punished for that a little bit because he just drew Cub. But I always like playing my fast lands first, because if I draw more fast lands, then they also come into play untapped, and that reduces the amount of chances I have to play tap lands over the course of the entire game.
Also, there's a non-zero chance he just has Magma Spray or Chandra's Defeat or something like that.
Also true.
Just like small things like that.
But now he just gets to play Rootback Crag untapped. Does he have a 3-drop to play? Like a Rogue Refiner?
Or the Ripjaw Raptor?
Is there a Ripjaw Raptor in
his hand? I meant the bad scoos. I can't think of the name.
Death Gorge Scavenger.
Yeah. Yeah, Aeon. You had it there. Yeah. I think I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in his hand. That's a nice... It's going to gain him some life. It's going to put a threat in play. Unfortunately, it's a threat that dies to shock, which is a little unfortunate.
Like we
Now,
know.
I don't know exactly if Taylor has a shock in
We
hand.
have.
He does. Okay.
Yeah. There's a shock.
Does
in
he
the
have
hand.
the Sand Strangler?
He had.
He has a Ferocidon.
I like that. I like this.
I would have just killed it. I don't think you're necessarily incentivized.
Wait, is that a Spell Pierce in Tim's hand? Oh my god.
Oh. Is there?
I think it is. I could be wrong. I know I see a Long Tusk Cub.
Well, there's a cub in his hand, definitely.
That
yes,
is.
That's a Spell Pierce.
Oh,
this
and
is
that's
gonna
even
be
the
a
old
blowout.
art. That's the old art too. I love that art.
And this is what I was saying. Like, I don't think there's a reason to not do it on the main phase.
Now, like,
I have found a reason to do it on the main phase, so...
remove that Harness Lightning.
Trigger on the stack. We're going to see
Do
that.
it, Tim!
Yeah, wait, Tim's going to do it. And that's a bit of a blowout here.
I'm pretty excited back here.
Now, this is still fine if Taylor, like, untaps, plays land 5, plays Glorybringer, but it looks like his hand is just land Chandra's, or land Chandra's defeat.
No, it's lands Lightning Strike.
Yeah, West W Gaming, I agree. I
Yeah.
also would have killed that while he was tapped out.
I mean,
You've seen that he has Supreme Will in his deck, and if he really wants to fight over it, you don't want to give him the chance, so...
Taylor remembers the trigger this time. Oh, that's not
Let's
a good
see.
draw.
Yeah, another land is not the best draw, but he's going to commit to the race.
I mean, he has to.
Yes, yeah, he kind of does here.
I mean,
He needs to hope for a good draw, and thankfully, the closer that Glorybringer normally would be here, it's not, because Taylor does have that Chandra's defeat in his hand.
I mean,
Ooh, okay, so Tim realizing that Taylor can activate Scavenger Ground, sacrificing his Dunes of the Dead, which when it goes to the graveyard makes a 2/2 zombie. So he's probably not going to attack with his Long Tusk Cub here.
I would attack with a Deathborn Scavenger all day, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, no, you can't attack with the Deathcourt Scavenger.
Yeah, you can. You have the Spell Pierce to eat.
In response, he activates the Scavenger Ground, sacrificing Dunes of the Dead. The trigger doesn't resolve. It's still a 3/2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
And they trade. So I think you either attack with both or you attack with neither.
I attack with both.
Or I guess
Just-
you could. There's an argument for attacking with just the Long Tusk Cub because then it just gets to trade. But this is not going to work out well for Tim. And then we get a 2/2. 2/2 jumps in front, trades. Taylor should take 1 from his Rampaging Ferocidon.
Yep.
Taylor needs to remember his own triggers. I'm going to start throwing out some warnings here.
Game rules violations, GRVs.
No, they're not cheaters. First it's a warning,
Yeah.
and then it's another warning, and then it's because he had two warnings, it's a game loss.
Yeah.
But this is not a comp REL.
Yeah, thankfully.
So
Or
we
else
have-
I would be screwed.
A Soulscar Mage that he could play. That's fine. And this is still kind of anyone's game.
Yeah.
Tim doesn't have any energy to pump that Long Tusk Cub. I
Nope.
don't. That card in his hand is Supreme Will.
I think you just start impulsing soon.
Yeah, the Supreme Will is kind of losing its value if you just draw poorly and Taylor, like, yeah, you can counter something like a Hazaret or a Glorybringer.
But you just need something here.
Yeah, because if you just wait, like, that's going to take up most of your mana.
Because
so
like
you're
a
not going to
heart,
be able to deploy your own threat.
Finding a Harness Lightning right here would be gas.
I mean, it would be fine. I don't know if I'd call it gas, but it would be good.
Oh yeah, like I mean, you could Harness Lightning the Soul Scar.
You would Harness Lightning the Rampaging Ferocidon.
Oh yeah.
All day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things. Maybe like find a second Deathborn Scavenger. Wall of Ursos was pretty good.
Whatever, is okay.
Vizier.
Vizier's not horrible.
I mean,
I think you take Whirl of Virtuoso because you're at such a high life total.
but it's awkward with this Rampage and Ferocidon for sure.
Yeah, also you'll have 2 conflicting energy sinks in Cub and Whirl of Virtuoso.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it is honestly though.
So I don't know what he drew for the turn.
America, I guess. I don't know.
What? That just doesn't make sense. Oh, did he draw Harness Lightning? Or a Braid or something? Ooh, that is good.
Harness Lightning, the Rampage and Ferocity? Because, like, you don't...
Yeah, you do the Ferocity.
You don't care about the Soul Scar Mage. It might do something, but overall, I don't think you care. Ooh, okay.
Okay, I don't like this decision from Tim. I mean, it lets him get in with the Long Tusk Cub, which essentially produces another Thopter.
Oh, he didn't take the Wall of Virtuoso.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
What did he take?
Vizier, maybe?
Oh.
Because if you go...
I just thought Whirl of Virtuoso was the clear pick there. Oh, well, there's another Ferocidon for Taylor.
Trigger.
Yep. So, what does Tim have? Drew Botanical Sanctum.
Yeah.
I don't really know what Vizier does for him. It's not great as a cub.
It's not great.
Because then you're in this weird situation where...
It's not great as a Rampage and Ferocidon
like,
either.
Do you try to race? I don't think you can race.
Do you just
double Ferocidon?
I want to.
Also, does he have double blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Okay. I couldn't see that second Spire Bluff Canal.
So if he take Hardness Lightning,
So I think what you do here is you play. Okay, well, I was gonna say you play Vizier as a Ferocidon and then do some blocking. But I don't know what you're trying to accomplish with this.
I think he's hoping for a Glorybringer from Taylor. I know that sounds awkward.
Yeah, you don't want to rely on your opponent having Glorybringer. That is not a winning line.
No, you only take...
And now, one of the players is a mono red deck that has Burn, and both players, they're at the same life total. Both players have Rampaging Ferocidons in play, but Taylor has a Chandra's Defeat, and that's a big thing here.
Yeah.
He also drew a copy of Ramanop Ruins, which is also very good. So we're going to comment. So we're racing here. And Taylor's going to win this race. So Tim needs to do something. And there are draws that Taylor can win this turn. He has 1 damage off lethal right now. Karazev is not one of those draws.
Go to 5, you mean, right now?
No, she's at 3.
Oh yeah, that's
he was at.
Yeah. I can't, man. Ooh, is that a Gonti?
I hope it's not a Gonti. He can't cast it.
I thought I saw.
There's no black in his deck.
I thought I saw a black card right there.
Yeah, West W. I also agree that Vizier pickup was pretty not great. He takes trigger. Yeah, go to 1. So this is not going to work out well for Tim. Oh, yeah, players also can't gain life.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. So, a few interesting decisions from Tim. Decisions I don't necessarily agree with. That's going to lead to a 2-1 victory for Taylor over Tim. And so, a lot of people are not excited about this matchup. And a lot of people aren't excited about the standard format right now. And I'll agree with that from a deck perspective. I don't think deck selection is very interesting right now. You're probably either going to choose between an energy variant, mono red, or some kind of control deck. But the control decks aren't that great. I, however, think that the gameplay
is like very deep.
Very interesting, and it's one of the things I really liked about the standard format is that there's a lot of decisions in game. And you can see that in matchups like this and energy mirrors. I think that game was very winnable from Tim.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I think there were 2 situations where he
could
have played a little bit better and tried to make some slightly better decisions. I think where he picked Vizier over Whirler. I think that play was a little loose, and then I think attacking with the Deathcore Scavenger into the Dunes of the Dead, and he actually asked about this, and we know he noticed that. I don't think he really realized how the Death Gorge Scavenger trigger worked. That
I mean, that's fine.
That trigger has to resolve
Yeah.
for that to become a 4/3.
Yeah, it sucks. But one thing is, I think what really detests people about the standard format is, like, especially in the Temur energy mirrors, like, sometimes your hand just doesn't do anything, and, like, if your opponent goes, like, Attune and a Cub.
That's true.
And into Rogue Refiner.
There are some games that are just not games. A lot of times, especially in Temur mirrors, it's very hard to break serve, and so just because you were on the draw, you could still lose. But I do think games that aren't over in the first 5 turns, games that there is some amount of parity established, I think there's a lot of very interesting decisions. And I think if you're not looking at specifically energy decks where you can't break serve, if you're looking at stuff like mono black aggro, mono red, control decks, gift decks, I think most of those games there's a lot of very interesting and small decisions that you have to get right in order to have a grasp on the standard format. And I know a lot of people have been calling for something to be banned out of energy.
I don't think anything needs to be banned.
So if this Pro Tour was standard,
yep,
I think something would get banned, assuming that Rivals won't shake anything up, and I honestly don't think it will.
What would get banned, though? Like,
so I think your 2 options are you ban Attune with Aether,
okay,
which is weird. I do not enjoy calling for bans. I don't really necessarily think anything should be banned, and saying that we're going to ban a Lay of the Land effect is weird.
Yeah.
I think your other option is ban Rogue Refiner.
Okay.
That's a creature. It's a creature that is just a lot of value, and it is just a free source of energy on a fairly even statted creature. Like a 3-mana 3/2 that draws a card is very powerful. Like we saw Tireless Tracker do very well in standard formats, and that was a 3-mana 3/2. Like,
yeah, but it drew more than one card typically.
It drew them on one card, and it could grow, but still, 3-mana 3/2s are not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, no, not at all.
And, yeah, but one of the things that people really like about banning Attune is that it would energy decks would not be able to play 22 lands.
Yeah,
I think these mid-range decks that are trying to play these 5- and 6-mana cards reliably should have to play more than 22 lands.
Yeah.
And also, it makes it a lot harder to play all 3 colors consistently.
Even 4.
Correct.
It's like people like just want Attune ban because like we're not Hearthstone where you like the aggro decks like the you have a nice curve of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't think we can compare. Like you can't compare Magic to Hearthstone at all.
I know, but like the thing, like this one thing with Hearthstone is like the aggro decks. Like I remember like way back when I played Zoolock, my aggro deck full of 1 and 2 drops played Dr. Boom because you got mana every turn.
Well, yeah.
So like, it's like these mid-range decks are just reliably able to cast these 5 and 6 drops due to Attune because they get to play less lands but still get to play all these big threats.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope I made sense there.
It's like there's some sense. I just hesitate ever comparing Hearthstone to Magic because the games are so different.
Oh no, I totally agree. Like
yeah.
I
understand what you're saying about it too. Like, I think banning Attune would. I don't think Wizards is gonna kill energy.
No.
We have until Does Kaladesh rotate with Dominaria, or is it Magic 25th anniversary?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I think Dominaria.
I'm looking that up right now. So if it does rotate with Dominaria, then I don't think Wizards is actually going to ban anything because we'll only have around like 3 to 4 more months. So there's a nifty site for figuring out what's in Standard called what'sinstandard.com. And when Dominaria releases, I believe that gets rid of Kaladesh. So, yes. Do we lose both Kaladesh and Amonkhet? I thought we just lost Kaladesh.
No, look, until Q4 2018, until Q4 2018.
Oh, you're right.
Wait, Q4 2018. That's not until like a year, not right?
Oh, is that the set after Dominaria?
Just Google when does Kaladesh rotate out of standard.
That's... it never works.
It's one of the most Google things
If
about
you
Kaladesh.
if you look up what in Kaladesh, for 2 years instead of 18 months, rotate instead when the second largest set of 2018.
Alright.
Stupid Microsoft coming up. So...
It's going to rotate out
So
eventually.
it's sometime in 2018. I think it's actually probably late 2018 then.
Maybe Dominaria? It might be Dominaria.
It's not really telling me. Wizards needs to make this more clarified. Okay, so they're saying it's in like September or October. So yeah, then maybe then we might see something banned from energy because that's another year.
I mean,
of just energy decks.
I'm okay with energy decks, honestly.
So, but if you look at the metagame, like this is not a thing that Wizards likes. If you look at the invitational metagame, energy decks made up 70% of the day 2 metagame.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's for one mechanic. Even though there were different decks, there were probably around 3 to 4 different energy variants. That's kind of insane. And this energy shell, has dominated standard ever since Kaladesh came out. First, it was Marvel.
Yep.
And then they're like, that was like when there was all in Marvel, and then people realized that was bad, but then they figured out how to build Marvel again, and that got banned. And then it was 4-color Saheeli, which was made possible because you had things like Attune with Aether, Rogue Refiner, Whirler Virtuoso to power your Aether hubs and stabilize with all those cards. That got banned.
Yep.
And then you had Marvel again. That got banned.
Yep.
And so maybe, obviously, Marvel and the Saheeli and Cat combo were just too, like, obviously those cards and those combos were too powerful to have in standard just in general. Like, instant win combos like Splinter Twin combos and cards that let you cast things for free are always bad. Don't do them.
Yep.
Like, please, Wizards, please. But
I like
if you had taken the energy shell, gotten rid of Attune, made it so you couldn't play these 3- and 4-color mana bases consistently, I think it would have been a lot easier
to combat it.
To combat Marvel specifically. I think the Saheeli combo is just bad and just
needed to go.
Yeah. So what's the thing? I don't think banning Attune would kill the energy decks, and I don't think we necessarily need to kill the energy decks. It is very easy to beat the energy decks if you play to their weaknesses, which they need to have a board presence.
Yeah.
And so if you ban Attune with Aether, they're going to stumble more. They're going to top deck more lands in the late game. And yeah, obviously a top decking Attune's not great, but it's still 2 energy. That could give you a Thopter, that could give you a +1/+1 counter, that could give you hexproof, which is a really big deal.
That can give you a draw a card with a Glint Sleeve Siphoner on your next turn.
True, that could literally just be another card draw. But if they just have to top deck lands, they'll be forced to play more cycling lands for that reason, which means they're going to draw those more in the early game and not be able to play their Cubs or their Servants on turn 2 as much. Energy is just this... Yeah, like, there's no way to interact with your opponent's energy, and I don't think we necessarily need a way to interact with your opponent's energy. I don't think having as narrow of a card that interacts with your opponent's energy is going to be good enough to change that, because then you play that card in your sideboard, and then you get paired against non-energy decks, and you're just sad. You just cry.
I agree.
And then I also don't know what they could print in Rivals to fix this energy problem. you'd have to print a reason to play something over energy, and then if you have like a deck or a mechanic or a kind of card that you print something over energy, that's just going to be a problem in of itself, because if it's just going to be more played over energy, and it's just going to be better.
Yeah.
And so there needs to be this right balance, and I think either banning a tune or banning Rogue Refiner is going to find that balance. It's going to fix a few of the problems and make energy just that much less consistent and that much less efficient, that I think you're going to be able to have aggro decks be able to punish more stumbles. You're going to have control decks be able to outvalue them.
All right.
And you're just going to be able to fix. So I think the correct thing to do is ban a tune or Rogue Refiner. I've also heard people saying you could unban Smuggler's Copter. I'm not sure about that, because Temur would just play Smuggler's Copter. That's one of the problems they have right now, is that if you flood, you kind of just die because you don't have a ways to use your mana.
Yeah, but like Smuggler's Copter.
But if you unban Smuggler's Copter and ban a tune or Rogue Refiner, you get that push up for like the aggro decks, and then this step down for Temur. Maybe that's what you need. I don't know. So, but that's going to be it for my little standard rant here. We shouldn't be that much longer until round 3. So we will see you guys in just 1 second for round 3 of our Wednesday night standard. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I need food.